Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today I'm doing some more T6 Abyss and some DANK ISK. I came home from university just now and I just felt I really need to earn some DANK ISK. Even though I have absolutely no need for it, I just wanted to earn some DANK ISK. That's just how I feel. This feels very satisfying to me to earn the DANK ISK, and that's why I wanted to do it actually right now. And I felt by earning that by doing the T6 Abyss, and this is actually not the first site I've done today. I've actually done a site before this, and I actually made a video even about it. It was actually something I wanted to discuss with you guys, but what happened was something happened with my PC. I'm not sure what it was, but oh, we need to activate our modules, huh? Come on now. Something, I don't know what happened, but I think my computer was like lagging or something, and I had to restart my computer and then it fixed it. But what happened was the video was extremely laggy. Like it was running at like 2-3 FPS at some points, but now it seems to be better. I've recorded it again. Like the actual like when I was playing, it was completely fine, but the video was just horrible quality. It was just 2-3 FPS, basically almost like a slideshow. So it was, I mean, it would have been good because my audio was at least there, but I can imagine some people would want to listen to it, but I want to at least have some kind of gameplay that is actually watchable. So that's why I'm kind of doing this again. So you can also tell here by that my little drone right here has been taking a bit of a beating. Unfortunate, but he's taking a bit of a beating. And I actually am stupid enough to actually forget to replace him or repair him. Very unfortunate. That happens actually quite often when I'm just like going through these sites, not really paying much attention, because that can kind of happen when you're blitzing the sites so fast. That really is something that is not uncommon to happen. And actually, these guys are getting completely beaten up by these Deviant automatic suppressors. So we're going to just take this and go straight to the bioadaptive. Oh, the extraction cache is pretty close actually. Possibility that we could actually just go for that actually. Let's just grab this right here. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about was what time of the day or what kind of situations do you guys play EVE Online? There are many different situations which I play EVE Online, but one of them is like the one I'm doing now, is when I just came back from university and I don't really have much to do. I've done all the work I really need to do for the time being. And also, it is pretty quiet at home. There's like that's something. I live with a big family, and there's a lot of it can sometimes get quite noisy. And if I want to play EVE Online, especially if I want to make some videos, it has to be pretty quiet. And I don't know if that's something you guys do. Something also is at quite late of time when small kids have gone to sleep. That is also something that actually I would do as well. It's something I think many people do actually, is they wait for like all their kids to go to sleep and then they go and play EVE Online then. But I don't know, what do you guys do? Because for me actually there are quite a few different situations, but one is that now I'm telling you that I come home from just come home, it's quiet, is just after downtime in fact, so it's quite good for Abyssal running. I'll go on to that in a bit. And also this, that I've pretty much finished what I want to do today. But there are also other situations which I also actually tend to play EVE Online, because it not only is just that I have time to play EVE Online, but it kind of is a bit if the motivation is there. You know, EVE Online is a game that requires to some extent attention. You need to spend time. And sometimes I'm not, or at least me personally, I'm not always up for giving EVE Online the attention that it wants from me. But so it has a bit to do with motivation as well. It's something, it's something I really want to do, or it's something is kind of boring, you know. So for example, now I like doing these T6 Abysses. This T6 Abyss running is a relatively new thing. I mean, I've done quite a few sites now, but it's still relatively new, and I find it quite exciting because new things make me new things that seem to be working out good make me very happy. I don't like all new things, but sometimes when something new and unique, or something that I'm trying, like a new type of fit or a new type of Abyss site like this one, and I find a way to do it so that it works well, I get very happy, and I like that a lot. It makes me want to play more. And another thing is when I'm actually working out, because I actually do quite a lot of working out, like strength training, and kind of a bit like, you could say it's called calisthenics, which is why I do. It's kind of like body weight training. It's like sort of like gymnastics strength training, you can kind of say. And I am like in working out, I'm also very much like how I am in EVE Online. I do most things solo. So you can see I mostly play EVE Online solo. I also work out solo, so I don't like work out really very rarely with friends. It's almost always by myself. Ooh, 91 mil, just like that. What? Crazy, man. Look at this. One room, 117 mil. Good stuff, but not so good time though. So I often will like workouts a lot, and what this leaves me is to like think in my own head really while I'm doing it. So obviously, if I'm talking to people, then that's going to be the thing that's going on in my head, like that's going to be on my mind. But when I'm doing stuff like working out by myself, then it leaves my mind to wander as much as it wants. And something that I often wonder about is actually EVE Online. I mean, EVE Online is a very fun game, and it's something I often think about. And often actually when I am in this, like where I'm working out, and it can sometimes be quite monotonous. I'm just doing the pull-ups and the push-ups, different variations of them. It can sometimes get quite monotonous actually. And when you're doing monotonous activities, or at least when I'm doing monotonous activities, I tend to actually just think a lot about other things. Just to, my brain needs to have some kind of activity, otherwise I'll go crazy. So EVE Online is one of those things actually I don't uncommonly think about. Well, I think about from time to time. And often actually new ideas that I think of, and many times video ideas in fact, I think of when I'm working out. It's just like because it kind of gives my brain kind of like a time to sort of relax, and in that way I kind of can think of new stuff to do actually. So when I'm often working out, then I'll actually just think of something new to do in EVE Online, and that is actually often results me actually playing EVE Online directly after I'm working out. It's something I actually quite often do. Not right now. I've not actually worked out today. Maybe I will actually soon after this, but it's not the something I've done at least today. And something that I was actually thinking is that, well, let's just see how much. 13 mil. We're getting quite a lot of loot from this actually. Really good. These guys, they're refusing to die. Okay, I'm gonna shoot these devoted knights because a lot of DPS still in these guys. But when I work out, it really kind of helps me a bit figure out these new ideas, and that is often results in me, playing after or shortly after that. And it kind of, the things that often make me very excited in EVE Online are kind of like changes of paces. Changes of paces is something I like a lot. New things, and that's often why I actually think of when doing workouts. Oh, a lot of ISK, just getting the dank ISK. So much ISK, it's just so good. But so when do you guys work, or not work out, but if you guys do work out, let me know. But when do you guys usually play EVE Online? What kind of situations? Because I think it'll be quite interesting to see. I think a lot of people who play EVE Online, they're pretty old. They often have kids, and they'll often be playing at night time, when their kids have gone to sleep, or when they don't have as many things to do, or after work. I noticed that a lot of times in EVE Online, the activity just kind of spikes around the US time zone, when kind of like after work hours. So I am in the European time zone, and so then quite late for me is when I see activity kind of spiking, because that's when it seems like a lot of EVE Online players are in the US. So when they get home from work and have time to play, that's when they are able to play, or when the activity goes up by quite a bit. Oh, we're getting used to that quite a bit actually. So I can imagine that's when most of you guys play, is after work, but I'm curious to know what is it that actually happens. Look at these guys. These nuking me out like little scrubs. They think they can nuke me out, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I can always just pulse this if I want to, and these guys are going to die very quickly, actually. Very quickly. The time actually people play EVE Online, like when you can actually check that in this website called EVE Offline. It's a funny name, but there's a website called EVE Offline, which you can actually check to see when player activity spikes and declines. It's a good website for that. And I often see that actually, like shortly after downtime, which is actually now, not really shortly now, it's about like half an hour after down. You can see at 12:30, so half an hour after downtime. Often actually after downtime, activity kind of stops, and I think that is just because, when downtime happens to these major addicts of EVE Online, what happens is that they kind of get like, it's sort of like their forced break, you could say. And I can imagine they decide to do something else, you know, maybe take a meal, or they do something. I can imagine they would want to finish that before they start playing again. So I can imagine that is why shortly after downtime you see a little bit of a drop in activity. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's actually something I've noticed, and I think it's actually quite good to do Abyssal size in these times, because less likely it seems that you get, like, if there's less activity, then it's less likely that you would have gankers on your tail. I mean, there's always a possibility that you would have gankers. I mean, that's just the name of the game when it comes to the Abyssal gankers. Abyssal gankers, say, you can do measures to prevent it. You can have less blingy ships. Having less blingy ships will obviously make you less attractive gank target. People will probably less likely to put you on their, like, hunting lists or something like that. And in general, like, having cheaper stuff helps. In case you do get ganked, then you'll at least be able to recover very quickly if you have a cheap ship. But and then there's also, like, methods. I think you can use an orca to actually like retrieve your ship or something, but that requires a second character. I think you can use cloaking devices as well. But in the end, there almost always will be a way for people to gank you. And it's basically, as far as I know, I don't know any way to completely remove the possibility of you getting ganked. You can also, like, go in a remote system that's very far away, less likely the people are going to be there, but still, someone maybe could go there. And to me, Abyssal gankers, it feels a lot like an RNG factor. So there are lots of factors, it seems like, play into this role. One of them, then, is how many people are online, when it's likely for people to be online. Because if there are a lot of people online, likely that Abyssal gankers are online, likely that they're going to go there and hunt you down. But when it comes to things like other things, just the likelihood of someone coming across your ship, it's a lot to do with RNG, actually. A lot to do with RNG. You can obviously not run them in Cheetah. That will, increase the likelihood or decrease the likelihood by a big margin that you will not get ganked. I have, in fact, got ganked in Cheetah quite hard, actually. But they really, it makes it so that the whole concept of Abyssal gankers, it feels like it's just a big RNG cesspool, like just like it is with most things in the Abyss. The likelihood of you getting a good spawn, the likelihood of you getting multiple nodes, the likelihood of you getting lots of items, the likelihood of you getting a lot, like, say you get, like, maybe the 0-point condensate, the isogen, trigger survey data, but then you get a lot, big stacks of them as well. There's like a lot, and then you get, easy spawns that make you finish the site quicker, that enables your loot RNG or your ISK power to be a lot better. There's a lot of RNG. There's also RNG involved in people ganking you. The likelihood that someone will meet you is kind of RNG based. But sooner or later, someone will find you. Someone will find you and someone will gank you. But let's just hope that the RNG stays away from you. Let's just hope that. That's really kind of all it is about when it comes to the Abyss. And you can always reduce the RNG by taking preventive measures, like, not doing them in Cheetah. That helps a lot. And also, doing Abyssal stuff when not a whole lot of people are online. Like now, for example, it helps a bit. Let's go and shoot these guys. I wonder what we're going to get from this buy adapter right here. Like, look at that DANK ISK, man. Look at that DANK ISK. Unstable stasis, Amplifier, Multiplasm, really good ISK right there. And it was actually a pretty fast side as well. Look at that. 14 minutes. Because we had pretty easy waves, and also this rogue drone wave just really is nothing more to it. Just slaughtering all these rogue drones like, I don't know, like rats in mouse traps or something. They're really tiny, like mice. It's almost like, just killing mice, actually, when it comes to these rogue drones. But I want to see what I get here. I want to see if I get some even more DANK ISK. Let's see that. Come on. Really, to this point here, I don't really. I have so much money actually right now, but I still do this just because it's kind of satisfying to get the DANK ISK. And you never really know when you would need it to do something like buy some new ships. Something I may be thinking of buying later is actually getting a Widow, the Black Ops battleship. I just think it looks so good. That's why I want to get that. But it's a ship that actually really doesn't have much functional purpose in the activities I do. Like for L4 missioning, it'll be not so good, but I think it'll actually be pretty alright. I mean, it will be half decent, and I just think it'll look so good. So that's something I could use the ISK on. So see now, how much did I get now? Okay, 196 million plus this thing that's worth, I think, 9 or 8 million. So we can say 200 million. 200 million in 15 minutes. That is what I call DANK ISK. Something that, for me, is very satisfying. And I can imagine it is very satisfying for all of EVE players, actually. So there, talked a bit about, you know, when you guys play EVE Online. Let me know when you guys play EVE Online and what kind of circumstances do you guys play EVE Online. For me, I mean, after I worked out, when I've finished studies, got stuff to do sometimes late at night, when there are not screaming kids around, you know, when you get that free time, you know, let me know in the comments below. I think it'll be pretty interesting to just see what kind of different responses you guys give. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this little T6 run right here, earning the DANK ISK with the classic Gila. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.